I believe in hard work and play. I keep remembering the hard work it took to get me to the level of competitiveness in soccer that I am at, or was. But it's hard for me to consider it hard work because soccer is something I passionately enjoy. I consider myself a good soccer player. So many people ask, how do you do that? Or, how did you get that good? To which I say that I played for 15 years, which is usually enough because that's a long time to put into anything. But recently someone said, so, as if they were unimpressed and they wanted more answers. This made me think about what I actually did in order to get to the level of competitiveness that I am at. I remember juggling in my basement, going to one-on-one training sessions, pickup games, and then on top of that, practice every day. Today it seems like I didn't do much, but when I think about it carefully, I realize that I did much more work than was allotted for practice. There's so much behind-the-scenes work that happens on the side. I remember going to East Chicago to the sunburnt baseball fields that had been turned into several soccer fields. There were nuclear power plants to our east and what looked like an abandoned school to our west, highways on the north and south sides of us. I remember waiting for the next game to start and I decided to juggle. At first, all I could do was keep the ball in the air for a few kicks. It was then that I made a promise to myself that I would juggle every weekend until I could do as many as I wanted. The best player on my team couldn't keep the ball in the air for more than 25 kicks. I was determined to get to the point where I did not have to worry about how many, but how long I juggled. Every weekend I would come back, and between games I would juggle, sometimes for hours on end. Soon, I found myself juggling for longer than I could keep track, and my goal was then accomplished. Then I realized that I overcame an obstacle all by myself, simply because I willed myself to. No one asked me to juggle, nor did I get bullied for not being able to juggle. I simply found it fascinating and wanted more. I believe all work and no play is a little skewed. I'd like to think of it as all work is play. In other words, I think when something is challenging, it should also be fun. If your work is not fun, then you cannot make it hard work, and therefore not good work. The only reason I worked so hard on juggling is because I really liked it and I wanted to get better at it. I approach obstacles in life much like the obstacle I traversed by juggling. If I wanted to write a novel at the most basic level, I would start writing short stories and work on my way to a larger story that would perhaps include the shorter stories or entirely new ones. Whatever the case may be, I would build myself up mentally and emotionally until I felt comfortable enough to execute my goal. At the end of the day, the goal is to do something you love and do it well. I strongly believe in hard work, but it must be accompanied by passion and the love for doing the work. I believe in hard work and play. Thank you for listening to Austin Cogdill's podcast. Tune in next week for the next installment of This I Believe.